This is Townsquare Sunday. The Padanaram Chamber Music Festival is a series of 5 performances in Dartmouth, 1 in New Bedford, 4 in Dartmouth, 1 in New Bedford, designed to highlight talented musicians and classical music. The first performance is scheduled for August 9th, 7 p.m. at St. Peter's Episcopal Church in Dartmouth. Here to speak with us about the festival is Colin Roshak, the founder and executive director of the Padanaram Chamber Music Festival. He comes here via Anchorage, Alaska. Welcome.
Thanks, Jim, for having me. Glad to be here.
So, you're a full-time resident of Alaska, and you taught there this summer.
Yes, as of fall of this past year, I made the move. I had graduated Oberlin Conservatory, where I studied clarinet performance and orchestral conducting in 2018, spring of 2018, and taught in Sitka, Alaska, where I was again this past year, a clarinet teacher, performing a lot, teaching, and then made the move in the fall of 2018 to Anchorage. It's a really cool city, a lot of really interesting artwork, a really diverse culture, exciting place to be actually for a young person interested in the arts. There's a lot to do, a lot of good work to be done. But originally I'm from Boston. My parents have a home down in Dartmouth, right on Elm Street, right near Padanaram Village. I spent a lot of time here growing up, sailing at the beach, renovating our house. It was kind of a big family project that we did. And I always thought it would be a great place for music. And of course, with my strong background in clarinet and in chamber music, it seemed like a perfect fit. And when I saw an opportunity, I struck. And here we are a year after the kind of inception of this idea. I've been obsessing over it for 365 days, and here we are. I'm ready to get started.
Ready to go. What prompted you to form this chamber music group? I mean, it wasn't just because there was a lack of classical music on the South Coast or anything, was it?
No. It was in part that the South Coast has a really, really active arts culture, especially during the year. Of course, the New Bedford Symphony, concerts on the Point, a whole lot of chamber music, a lot of great folk music, a lot of great local visual artists as well. But I did notice a bit of a hiatus during the summer for the classical music scene. So I thought that maybe we could fill that. There'd be a market there. Also, a big reason for all of this is I think every generation of artists builds their own homes during the summer. You think of the Marlborough Festival, you think of music at Menlo, you actually think of the Sitka Summer Music Festival in Alaska. Tanglewood, exactly, for example. And I thought, we're getting to that age for my generation. I'm 23, where it's the time to start laying our roots. And I saw Padanaram, Dartmouth, the South Coast area as a great place to do that. Hard to find a more beautiful, idyllic, summer home right in the water, beautiful weather, a great community that clearly loves the arts. So part of it was I thought there was a market for it, and part of it was I think it's our moment to start laying those roots, to start building a home for ourselves. And this is kind of a love letter to my generation in a sense. Let's build something together. Let's create beautiful music and get this thing going.
Now, Colin is 23, and I would say, judging by looking at your website, the people who perform with you are also very young. I don't mean that in terms of they're not teenagers, but they are younger people, and all of them, reading their backgrounds, they're quite talented.
Yes. One of the great joys of my musical upbringing has been that I've made friends and colleagues and had great experiences with young artists who are really of the highest caliber. They are superlative performers, really kind human beings. And that's a balance that's not easily struck. And I've been very lucky to surround myself with people just like that. I don't need to mince words here. They are some of the strongest, greatest young artists in the world. They are amazing talents. And they've been kind enough to come and spend 2 weeks with me, messing around and playing chamber music. But the concerts are going to be of a really, really high caliber.
So for those who may not know, and I would raise my hand as one of them, what is chamber music? What is what you guys will be doing? Yeah.
So, Jim, chamber music is the best kind of music. It is, for classical musicians, it's instrumental in nature, and it is small ensembles. So no conductor is kind of the defining feature. That's anywhere from a duet, a violin and viola, through, octets, non-tets, larger ensembles, but without a conductor. So what you get is this really great artistic incubator where, communication, artistry, talent, all this that kind of comes together in this small space. And it's really intense and a lot of fun to put together. Some of the music we're doing, we're performing works from the 1700s all the way to works that we're premiering work that was finished 2 weeks ago. And it's all done and all put together by these musicians who were rehearsing for 6 hours a day, living together in a space, cooking meals together, and performing together. And so chamber music to me has always been kind of the platonic ideal of classical music. It's people coming together in a space, working together, talking together, playing together, and kind of figuring out their vision for a piece as a cumulative art. It's not. There's no dictator. There's no conductor at the front telling everyone how to play it. Everyone. It's democratic, and it's a really great thing.
So you've got a few days here before the 9th. Mm-hmm. Lots of rehearsals.
Lots of rehearsals. Our musicians arrive on Sunday, so just a couple days from now. I'm here a few days early to kind of get our ducks in a row, get everything situated. But our musicians arrive on Sunday. A couple come on Monday, and from then we get going. 6 hours, like I said, a day of rehearsal. Leading up to our first concert on the 9th, Friday, at St. Peter's, and then we have concerts Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it's pretty quick.
Are these folks all from the United States, or are there other people you play with?
That's a good question. I think everyone that's coming this year is from the States. Actually, a lot of people local from the Boston area. We have a friend of mine who's at the Yale School, a friend who's at the New England Conservatory and Harvard University double degree program. I have a friend who just graduated from a school in Los Angeles who's coming to play, and he's coming from, I think, Switzerland right now. He was just finished up a festival, so he's coming. But everyone is from the States.
And the ensemble, how many people do you expect to be involved with that?
So we have 7 performing musicians coming, and then our artistic director, Michelle Ravitsky, will also perform with them. And then we have a visual artist who's coming to take photographs, to do some great paintings of us and of the town. So all in all, 8 performing artists. And like I said, we're doing works that are for 2 players. We're doing works that are for 5. So kind of a whole mix of music.
You're listening to Townsquare Sunday. I'm Jim Phillips. My guest is Colin Roshak, who's the founder of the Padanaram Chamber Music Festival, which will perform 5 times in the area starting August 9th, 7 p.m. at St. Peter's Episcopal Church in Dartmouth. What sparked your interest in classical music?
I think it was probably my parents. They are musical, though they are not musicians. But they've always really valued the arts and the performing arts. From a young age, we would go into Boston and see the Boston Symphony. And I have these memories of great violinists in fiery green dresses playing away with the Mendelssohn Violin Concerto, and that sound really sunk in at an early age. And clarinet, I think back often why the clarinet, and I really don't know. I don't know why, but it's worked out well so far. Mm-hmm. It was one of those decisions I think just that naturally happened, and from there I've taken it, and I've also studied composition. I've studied conducting, and now we're at the point in my development where I'm really interested in organizing and communication and directing, and so this is me stepping out of my performer's role a little bit and trying something new and pushing forward for myself personally, and also trying to facilitate a space for, like I said, my generation of young artists.
Mm-hmm. Now. This is the first year of the Chamber Music Festival, the first full year. Before that, you had a performance in January, which kind of got you thinking about this.
Yes. So this past year in January, we put together a concert, and it was just a trio. It was myself, Evan Hines, and Sophie Applebaum. Evan is a wonderful pianist, and Sophie's a fabulous cellist, and they're both coming as well for these 2 weeks. And I've been playing with Sophie for maybe 6 years at this point, and Evan for 3 or 4 years. And they've just been great friends over the years. We've performed together here and there, and they've always been great advocates for me and kind of pushed me to put this thing together. And we came and played a concert. We used about an hour 15 minutes of music, and we did it at St. Peter's. At the time, I think we had a website, but we didn't have a social media presence. We were small and just kind of trying to figure it out. It was an exploratory committee of such, just to see if would this work here. Does this make sense to go full steam ahead? And it was a wintry, snow-swept night, and we were really worried that no one was going to show up. We were really worried that all this work was going to be for nothing. And we filled almost the whole hall. And people were so excited. We got this great standing ovation at the end, and everyone stuck around to chat with us. And it was a clear indicator, a clear sign to us that we should move ahead, that there's an appetite, there's a market for this sort of music down here, that this community is ready and willing to embrace young people and to support the arts. And, truly free artistic spaces these days are harder to come by. They're fewer and farther between than they have been in a while. And if we can build one of those spaces, if we can find a community that's willing to embrace us and bring us in and create a space where we can really dive into the arts, I think that's everything we could ask for.
After these performances, what happens next?
What happens next? Well, after the performances themselves, we hope that people stick around and chat with us. Sure. But after the 2 weeks, we consolidate, we figure things out, we chat with donors, we chat with patrons, we talk to the community and see, what did you think? Did you enjoy this? And then hopefully we'll be back next year. And right now our plan is to return in January for another kind of winter series concert, and then return next summer. This is something that I hope has real legs, that can become an integral part of the summer experience here in Padanaram and in the South Coast generally. What we really want to create, and we're working with local artists. We're giving 2 performances that come along with art galleries at the same time. One at the Artscapes Gallery in New Bedford and one at the Old Southworth Library right in Padanaram. And they'll have an art display up from the Art Drive, which is also happening this weekend. And they've been a great community partner to us, really strong advocates for us. Our idea is to create a immersive, comprehensive arts experience on the South Coast.
What's classical music given you? I think you've expressed some of it in just all your answers here today, but you're obviously very enthusiastic about it all.
Classical music has given me so many wonderful things in life. It has given me empowerment. It has given me a voice. It's given me self-expression. And it's given me the chance to see the world. I've been lucky enough to be on 3 international tours at this point. I've toured to Poland, I've toured to Spain and to Ireland. I've played at Carnegie Hall. I've traveled the states from Miami to Colorado it's brought me to Sitka, Alaska. The arts have given me so much in my life, and a lot of it is really just thanks to the clarinet.
Yeah. Well, thanks to your talent too. I mean, you have it there.
Certainly, a lot of hard work has gone in.
That's right. Where can people go to really get more information about the Padanaram Chamber Music Festival?
Yeah,
I've heard you today, but where can they go to get more info?
So I hope everyone will go to our website. It's the PadanaramChamberMusic.com. There's it's a website that I've designed, and hopefully you'll get a lot of information. And there's a photo gallery, and you can get to know our artists. There's some information about the festival, about how you can get involved yourself, and about our concerts. We hope that really a lot of people show up. There are 2 kinds of audience members for me. There's those who like classical music and those who don't yet know that they like classical music, and hopefully we get a lot of both of them, and hopefully we can change some minds, change some hearts, and get a lot of people in the concert hall.
All right, the first performance of the Padanaram Chamber Music Festival is August 9th, 7 p.m. at St. Peter's Episcopal Church in Dartmouth. You played there before. You're used to the whole thing. Acoustically, it's wonderful, right? It's a great space, really. And Scott Ciosek, who's the pastor there, has been a really great advocate for us. I mean, he called me up back in, must have been December, and said, Colin, whatever you need. We really want this thing to work. We believe in you and this mission, and come and play great music, and we'll get you whatever you need. And it's great to have a sponsor like that. Really, seriously. Clearly. My guest has been Colin Roshak, the founder and director of the Padanaram Chamber Music Festival. Again, their first performance, and there's 5 over like a 2-week period. The first performance is Friday, August 9th, 7 p.m., St. Peter's Episcopal Church in Dartmouth. Good luck with this, Colin.
Thank you so much for having me.
Good to meet you.
Thank you.
That's a wrap on today's edition of Town Square Sunday. Thanks for listening. Also, thanks to Mike Roberts and Casey Sylvia for their help in getting this program on the air and, of course, on the internet. I'm Jim Phillips. Have a great week and a wonderful Sunday.